Hello, welcome to the Reframing Mindset podcast. We are clear my head of the thoughts that are preventing clarity to practice my speech, among other things. Episodes range from informative knowledge to funny stories about my experiences, and in the future, maybe include interviews. So subscribe and enjoy. Episodes drop every other day. Okay, so welcome back to the Frame Mindset podcast. My name is Constant Brooks. I know this episode is basically me going out again. Oh, this backyard cleaning, man. We have made significant progress. But one another thing that has been giving me some troubles. Is insects, bro. Yo, like who would have thought that just simply cleaning a backyard would cause so much, you know? this, yeah, but the important thing is if I just get through this the first time, I think other times will be just kind of as, but it should be easier. But so, and what else, this war, bro, this war against Russia and Ukraine is really have some direct effect on me, as the gas price increase is actually really affecting everything, bro. Like I haven't seen it with my taxi fare increase, but other places it's coming up, it's coming up. And I think if it is it's one of those things that I would say, like, bro, you have to really think about it and say, oh, we have been really, prior to this war, which was a pandemic that we're trying to come out of. And this pandemic, a lot of people lost money. Some people gained money, gained an extraordinary amount. So, there was a, we call it, a great wealth transfer. And now, what we're seeing now is basically the kickback from out of this pandemic, and then now we're in this new phase now, which is basically this war, which is basically now eating up a lot of the the extra resources, because I think gas is also a non-renewable resources, so it can run out. You have to really think about it and say like, damn, bro, what a time to be alive, eh? What a time to be alive. What else, The Queen's grandson and his wife, the Queen of England, and his grandson is here in Jamaica, touring and such like that. Have I seen her? I've seen her on the TV, but in real life now, yeah, not her, him. is the man that is the grandson of the Queen, so the woman is just a wife, So, yeah, but I see him on the TV, and because he's here and such like that, there's a lot of controversy, because England was our owned us at one point, when we were in slavery, they were slave masters. We were a colony of England. And, since we have gained independence and things like that, we have been, they have been trying to get England to maybe say sorry for slavery and actually pay us back in reparations, and I think now, since Barbados has become a republic, Jamaica has saying, we are going to try to break away from the Queen as well. And my thoughts on that, uh, you know, in an ideal world, what if they were to say sorry and then pay us back in reparations? You know, it it would, I guess it would take that. It would basically be like, okay, yeah, we're done that. It's like a loan that you just pay back, and I say, okay, we're done with that. But it's one of those things when I think about it, I said, paying back the money and such like that will not change anything. You know, it will not really solve our problem. You just put more money back into the economy and distribute it. And then the thing about it is, you know, when the money comes, one of those weird things that I think will happen is that you're going to hear certain people and say, okay, certain people should not be getting it. You know, I think that's going to be one of the cases where people going to say, who were the descendants of slaves and should every Jamaican get it? And that's one of the weird things, you know, where that's what the side effects of money. Money breaks up families. Money is a cause of divorce. You know, lack of money, that is, and such like that. But money, well, the Bible wasn't wrong. The money is the root of all evil. You know, because if you really think about it, slavery was started. The greatest, the greatest thing in mankind, one of the greatest atrocities in mankind was started because England wanted a cheaper way to sweeten their tea. And I really think about that. Yo, England had basically a control a third of the whole world because they wanted a cheaper way to sweeten their tea, bro. That's wild, bro. And up to this day, they don't want to own up to it. You know, that is wild, bro. That is wild. I really think about it. But me thinking about it is that, you know, Jamaica have the ability to become prosperous and independent without this reparation and stuff like that. It will take a massive mindset change because even America, America was once a slave nation as well, and they have reached far. You know, they have reached far. They still have the racism problem and stuff like that, but becoming the number one economy, you know, from what they have really think about it and look at it and said, okay, America is around 400 or something like that, you know, so, and we're just 60, so, you know, the age difference, but, yeah, they did it, no reparations at and thing, you know, so it's possible to do it without reparations, but reparations, I guess, I don't, yeah, I think England is going to deny it until they're done for, until they, you know, they take that to the grave. That's in my opinion. So me, I'm just trying to do the best I can to just basically upgrade myself, you know, upgrade myself. And this war now is a new trial, you know, this war between Russia and Ukraine. And the thing about it, because the weird thing is now I'm an adult, you know. So all these things, you know, if I was a kid, none of these things would really matter to me. I would just be out there looking to go to school and do some schoolwork. So now, you know, things like government problem and the world problem, world problem, pandemic, and now this war and such like that. You know, it's actually affecting me directly with my income and such like that, and that's wild. You have to really, you know, so I have to really sit and look at that and say, yo, I've come a far way, you know, and I reach this point where basically, you know, next year you could hear me say, okay, you know, welcome back to the Reframe Mindset podcast. My name is Constant Books, and I've lost this house. Yeah, because this new level is taking work, you know. It's taking work because I have to pay real money to real stuff. And it's like, bro, my computer is not working, so I can't really do something else to generate other income. So, maybe I have to actually try to get a 9 to 5 again, you know. And this time, hopefully, more experience. The last experience kind of made me better off to get it now. So it is, this is a huge trial for me. And when I'm back to the backyard and the insects, bro. I've been actually, I'm dealing with ants, various type of ants. The red ants, the really big red ants, and then you have the small ants that bites a lot, and then you have this um this like this black this weird insect, bro, that I saw that, yo, I I don't want to get bite by it. I think it might have poison or something like that. But it's like, it seems like a lizard, but its skin is black, and black, and it's like, yo, you know. But I'm crossed with the halfway point of cleaning it. And just a little corner is left, but that corner is filled with ants, the biting ants. So actually dealing with that side is really a problem. But after that side and that stuff actually deal with, only basically the stones will be left. Basically a one patch, but this patch is where the pumpkins really are, so I can't really do anything to it, But other from that, it will basically be done. And basically, what would be basically 1 week, maybe once a week or such like that, I will just clean up the yard, usual clean up and such like that. So that will be just done. So basically, what I'm saying is, yo, this ain't a bed of roses, I thought this would be, I thought this transitioning would be somewhat easier due to the previous experience, but you know, bigger trials, bigger trials is like, it's like the worst case scenario that just that's collide with my further upgrade in life, the worst case scenario, which is a war. And you have to really think about it, all these things that is happening now, back when I left university and started watching this listening to this person's podcast, which I was listening to. All these things that I'm experiencing now were the 5 things basically he said. Well, many of the 5 things that he said I was supposed to be preparing for in 2020. Plague, an economic collapse, war. So so is so while you may not realize it, most of these things I've been mentally preparing for, but when actually in the game now, when actually in the ring, it's easier said than done, it's easier said than done, but we have to do it, have to do it, so you have to do it. So guess I have to say, basically this is the end of this episode now. Backyard is still in progress. The gas prices increase is actually affecting me directly, increasing in a lot of areas. And my PC is still not working, so I have limited ways to actually do my stuff that I want to do to actually gain income. So I may have to actually go look for a 9 to 5. Yeah, so that's basically it. So thank you for listening, and look forward for the next episode.
Well, this is the end of the episode. Thanks for watching and look forward for the next episode. To support this podcast, go to anchor.fm/cssb/support or become a sponsor for this episode. If you have a product that you want to have more exposure, DM me on the Instagram page, Reframing Mindset Podcast, or on Twitter at ReframingP. Either way would help. Thank you regardless for listening, and here's a preview for the next episode.
And to release. It will be, basically we're at the end of March, We made it. If you're listening to this, you have made it to the end of March or into April if more likely it's end of March is dropping, so more likely you would have made it to end of March. And we have to congratulate ourselves, we're doing well. We're doing well. So how has my March went? You know, in my best opinion, I can say that it went the best that it could. It went the best that it could. I'm still here. That's the good thing. That's the good thing. And right now, many of us we're experiencing wartime situations.